Hey Beans! Hey Scratchies! So we're living in an era where so many people are wanting to become YouTubers, and that's pretty cool. Although coming up with ideas for videos can be pretty rough. Get it? Like a dog would say. And throw into the mix becoming a furry YouTuber and coming up with ideas can be even harder. So that's why I decided to create a list of pretty unique ideas for furry YouTube channels that you can try out. But I do have a few rules first. To make the list of ideas, it has to be something that you can create a series of videos with. So there's no like one-shots like how to make furry friends kind of videos. Additionally, it needs to be something that you can start today, because I don't want to give too many ideas that require like a fursuit and like $100 props or anything like that. And finally, it has to be something related to the furry community, just so that this kind of video doesn't become like a general YouTube ideas video. Does that sound okay? But before we get onto the list, last video I asked you guys if your Fursona came to life, would you be able to live with them? And here's some of the answers you guys gave. This time around, I want to do something a little bit different and ask you guys which of these wolves are the ultimate furry icon. Comment down below which is your favourite and let's settle this. Anyway, onto the video. Oh, I'm so rusty. Creating ultimate fictional furcons. Okay, so this one's a little bit weird, but stick with me on this one. But what happens if you had a channel where you take like a blank floor plan of a hotel? This could be either like from a real life one, or you could just like draw one of your own and plan out a furry convention. In your video, you could talk about particular events that you would like to include in your furry convention, like a wolf appreciation stand, because let's be honest, we don't get enough praise. You know how much howling I have to do to like ward off spoopy spirits like post people?
Nothing stops them. Not rain, not sleet, not dead of night, not gates.
You can also talk about how big you want to make the convention, because you might want to make something that's like small and cozy, or maybe you want to design the next MFF. And if you're somebody that likes drawing or designing Fursonas, then this is also perfect for you, because you can create like mascots and explain why you chose that particular Fursona. You can really do as much or as little detail as you want, because end of the day, this is your fun, and not to tread on the Burger King copyright, but have it your way. Lego Fursona building. Hey you, are you somebody that really enjoys building Lego constructions? Or maybe you're somebody that really enjoys making pixel art of Fursonas? Well, my goofy little goofball, you are in luck, because you could create a YouTube channel out of recreating people's Fursonas but in Lego. This could start off as like recreating like your friend's Fursona or like your Fursona, and maybe once you start building a community you can reach out and ask if anybody wants you to build their Fursona. But if you're not very good with Lego, then that's okay, because believe me, furries love seeing their Fursona in all shapes and sizes and forms. And it might actually be a bit of fun seeing somebody recreate your Fursona, quote unquote, badly. On the other hand, if you're really good with Lego, then you could maybe do a time lapse where you show how you did it. Because gosh darn it, those are really satisfying. And you're not just limited to Lego. This could be just like little small contraptions. You could even do like a paper mache recreation of somebody's Fursona head. Genuinely, you could do so much with this. Recreating new Fursona species lore. Maybe art isn't your strong point. Well, something else you could do is Fursona species lore. For those who don't know, let me do a quick explanation, because the furry community has some unique species that you've probably come across without even knowing it. This would include species like the Avali, Tatum, and Toasters. Although not all of these unique species have canonical lore, some of these species really put Tolkien to shame with the amount of background to them. But this is something that you can really have fun with, especially if you're somebody like me who has scoured every Fallout and Skyrim lore YouTube video. Again, when making new species, you can put in as much detail or as little detail as your fluffy little heart desires. For example, maybe you want to make a butterfly wolf. You can give it a cool name like the Butterflupus. Okay, that sounded a lot better on paper than it came out. Then you could go into details like what their species origin was, or some unique characteristics that their species has to survive its surroundings. And who knows, maybe somebody will adopt your Fursona idea And you could become like the grandparent of the butterfloopuses. Anyway, speaking of inspiring others, vlogging a day in the life of a furry. And I know what you're thinking with this one. Wiffles, what's unique about an idea that everybody did in the noughties in 2015? What do you want, furry Logan Pauls? Because nobody wants furry Logan Pauls. But maybe you're an older furry, or maybe you're from South Africa, for example, where the furry lifestyle is maybe a little bit more niche. You can talk about your experiences from your demographic. Like, what you dislike, which Scottish YouTubing wolf is your favourite. You know, topics that everyone talks about. The main point is that it's going to be a uniquely yours channel, where you can express the ups and downs of what life is like as a furry. And who knows, you might even start building a community around your demographic. And a channel that I feel like does this really well is Blazy Vlogs, who is an Australian YouTuber who has done over 50 vlogs weekly and always looks like they're having fun. VR Chat World Review. Okay, so this one's a little bit closer to home for me because I actually made a video like this when I started making YouTube. Back when I was a weirdo YouTube bopper. Please can people remind me never to do that again. But again, there's so many different ways that you can do these videos. You could do the Jackson Field health and safety audit style video style, where you go around VR chat worlds and talk about health and safety problems.
Never seen a place in more desperate need of handrails.
Why are the handrails here, but not here? I mean, is this on purpose? This is a corner. There's a booster right there.
Because health and safety is cool. Another thing you could do is make a list of particular types of world. For example, you could say like your top 10 meditation worlds, game worlds, social worlds, or even like ferality worlds. Really, it's just any old excuse to jump on VR chat with a bunch of fuzzbutts and explore. I know this isn't directly furry, but bark. A furry history channel. You can make a channel which is almost like a furry time capsule, where you talk a lot about like big historical events like last year's furry convention records, the pizza event, or even just like keeping record of who is the top YouTuber like furries are. It's really up to you how you want to keep track of it. And maybe your channel can bring people a lot of nostalgia in 10 years time when the wolf population reigns supreme. I mean, when people are looking back for a little bit of nostalgia. Uwu, create a VR chat web series surrounding your Fursona. So this is something that can be really fun to work with friends, or even just yourself Eddie Murphying every single role. You could dip into like so many different genres, and you pretty much have unlimited props and worlds that you can work with. An idea off the top of my head would be like a Fursona origin story, where you can show exactly what it felt like before and after you developed your Fursona. Or maybe you could do one where you just express how you feel inside being a furry in general. This is definitely perfect for you writers out there. And I know you're out there. I see you in the comment section. I saw you. I'm looking right into your soul right now. A furry artist showcase. So we all know there's a butt ton of furry artists out there who are looking to showcase their art. And sometimes finding the right artist for yourself can also be pretty hard. Enter your channel, where you take 5 artists that you found out in the wild that week and talk and show their art on your video. And of course, I'll be honest, this one can be a little bit tricky because obviously you need to ask permission for the artist to use their work on your video before posting it on your video. And not every artist will want their work out there. But there are so many incredible artists with incredible skills who are incredibly underrated, that you could absolutely help out and give a boost to. Like twitch.tv/storm_lunatic here. Yeah, look at this talented bean. Speaking of artists, a blindfolded Fursona art challenge. So this one's a lot like the Lego building idea, but this one allows you to have even less pressure on being a good artist. Because for this idea, you take a Fursona and you see if you can draw it blindfolded. This could either be something that you do in your fursuit or just yourself, as long as you can show that you have a blindfold on. And what makes this really fun is that no matter how good an artist you are, it always never looks like what you expect it to. And sometimes the funniest part of these kind of challenges is you trying to go through what you've drawn and trying to explain how this line is supposed to be a nose. That is the end of the list of ideas, but before we end the video, I just want to tell you guys that if you are considering getting into content creation in general, please don't go into it just for like popularity and money. Because building a community takes years of consistency and passion. Look at one of the biggest and most well-known furry YouTubers, Fluke Husky. They started making YouTube videos 6 years ago and has made over 200 videos. That's an average of about one video every 10 days for 6 years. And this isn't to put you off content creation. In fact, it's supposed to do the opposite, because these YouTubers show that it is possible to create content over a long period of time, as long as you enjoy what you're making. So if you do start making YouTube videos and maybe like you've got 5, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you've not grown much and you're kind of consistently low on view numbers, that is okay, believe me. Because end of the day, when you create stuff that you genuinely enjoy making, like I did with this video, then you've already won. It doesn't matter if you get thousands of views, millions of views, whatever. You have fun, and end of the day, that's what it's about. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for making it this far. Tell me, what was your favourite idea? And what ideas would you add on? Because I am heavily considering doing a part 2 to this. So any likes and comments and whatever, and if the video does really well, it just gives me even more excuses to do it again. But if you remember anything from this video guys, remember that you mattered yesterday, you mattered today, and you mattered tomorrow, and I love every single one of you. Mwah!